pain disorder. It is when a patient experience chronic pain is one or more areas, uh, and it's thought to be caused by psychological stress. Undifferentiated somatoform disorder. Only one unexplained symptoms is required for at least 6 months. Psychogenic amnesia. It is also known as dissociative amnesia. This the temporary or permanent loss of a part uh, or all of the memory. When this is due to extreme social stress, it is labeled psychogenic amnesia. Localized amnesia. This is most of an outcome of a particular event. Selective amnesia. As its name implies, this is similar to localized amnesia, except the memory retained is very selective. Uh, Generalized and continuous amnesia. This fewer common form of amnesia exists when a person either forgets the details of his or her entire lifetime, or as in the case of continuous amnesia. Uh, Psychonegic fugue. It is also known as dissociative fugue. Multiple personality disorder. This is also known as dissociative identity disorder. Depersonalization or derealization disorder. This is the continued presence of feelings that the person is not himself, herself, or that he or she can control his her own actions. Uh, Intermittent explosive disorder, outbursts of angry or extreme temper tantrum. Kleptomania, an urge to steal small items that usually have very little value. Pathological gambling, the inability to stop gambling. Pyromania, when a person sets fires of enjoyment and pleasure. Uh, Trichotillomania, hair loss caused by an impulse to twirl, twirl and pull hair. Uns- uh, Unspecified impulse control disorder. When someone has symptoms from various impulse control disorder, but it is not able to be singled down to one. Uh, Impulsive sexual behavior. It is described as excessive or uncontrolled sexual behavior or thoughts that lead to marked distress and social and occupational, legal, and or the financial consequence. Pyromania, it is characterized by the following diagnostic uh, criteria. Deliberate and purposeful fire settings on more than one occasion, tension and affective arousal before the act, and fascinations with interest in about the attraction to fire and its situational context. Insomnia. Insomnia refers to the inability to fall asleep or to remain asleep. Chronic. It is when with it is when insomnia happens on a regular basis for at least 1 month. Uh, Intermittent. It is when insomnia occurs periodically. Transient. It is when insomnia lasts for just a few nights at a time. Sleep apnea is characterized by pause in breathing during sleep. Genetic cause. A cause of sleep schizophrenia usually lies in a person's have immediate relatives with a history of schizophrenia uh, or other psychiatric disease. Environmental social cause. This is considerable evidence uh, indicating that stress may trigger episode of uh, schizophrenia psychosis. Prenatal cause. Uh, Causal factors are thought to initially come together in uh, early new development to increase the risk of later developing uh, substance abuse cause. In a recent study of people with uh, schizophrenia and substance abuse disorder over a 10-year period. Excitement phase. It is also known as the arousal phase or intent or initial excitement phase. Uh, Orgasmic phase. Orgasms is the conclusions of the phase of the sexual response cycle, and it is experiment both males and females. Resolution phase. The resolution phase occurs after organs and allows the muscles to relax, pressure to drop, and the body to slow down from its excite state. Hypoactive sexual desire disorder. It is marked by lack or no sexual drive or interest in sexual activity. Uh, Sexual aversion disorder. Uh, it is characterized by a desire to avoid genetic contact with a sexual partner. Erectile disorder. It refers to the inability to maintain to achieve an erection. Uh, Female sexual arousal disorder. It refers to responsiveness to erotic stimulation, both physical and emotional. Emotionally. Uh, Premature eja- ejaculation. Uh, it is the unsatisfactory brief period between the beginning or sexual stimulation and the occurrence of ejaculation. Male orgasmic disorder. It refers to the inability to ejaculate during sexual intercourse. Female orgasmic disorder. Uh, it refers to the uh, it refers to the difficulty in achieving orgasms either manually or during sexual intercourse. Exhabini exhibitionism. Uh, this is also exhibitionism. This is also known as flashing. Uh, Flashing is behavior by a person that involves the exposure of private parts of her body to another person. Flashing. It is the display of bare breast or buttocks by a woman with an up and down lifting of the shirt. Moaning. It refers to the displaying of the bear's buttocks while bending down by the pulling down of trouser and underwear. Fetishism. People with a fetish experience sexual urges and behavior which are associated with an living object. Messy. The applying of largely substance not usually used in this fashion. With the major varieties are of image of people in completely sack clothing, usually involving full clothing in silves. Quicksands. Image of the people seeking in quicksands. Underwater. Also called aquaphilia. Aquaphilia. Pygmaliolism. It is a sexual deviation whereby a person has sexual desire for status. Incendiarism. It is sexual deviation whereby a person dreads sexual pressure from setting fire. Zooplia. Zooplia is the practice of sex between human and animals. Heterosexual. This refers to a sexual desire towards the opposite sex. Homosexual. This refers to a relationship between having a sexual desire towards members of her own gender. Overt. Person who are conscious of their homosexual curving and who make no attempts to disguise their intention. That's all. Thank you.